What's up, ninjas? It's me, the Blue Ninja, and you're watching the Pop Culture Canon. And I wanted to talk about the most recent Avengers Doomsday casting that came out, and not necessarily to focus on the the castings that came out. I don't want to go over everyone's all the characters and all the actors, but really what I wanted to talk about were people's reactions to the castings. Now, I actually am kind of I'm hopeful for the movie that's coming out for the Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, mainly because the Russo brothers and Marcus McFeely, I believe that's the name of the writer, are on the project. And like we know, for the past few, like not past few years, well, the past few years, Marvel has been just up and down. It has not been as good as it was when it was in Phase 3. Phase 3, I think, was the best phase. You could probably maybe say Phase 1, and Phase 3 were the best phases. And Phase 3 was particularly good because of the Russo brothers. All four movies that they made, the two Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, in Game and Infinity War, switch the order of that. They made really, really good movies. And that's why I have faith that they're going to be able to make really good movies when they put out Secret Wars and Doomsday, but not in that order. Moving on to the castings and people's reactions. On the internet, of course, you can find people who are just super ecstatic. Yeah, we're getting this person, that person. I'm so happy. And you can, of course, see people on the other side who often, a bit negative or very critical on Marvel and superhero movies in general, are just saying, this is bloated. This looks like a huge mess. Marvel is learning all the wrong lessons from great movies like Deadpool and Wolverine. But I think part of the problem with the casting is it's not about nostalgia. And that's what some people go to. Oh, it's just a bunch of nostalgia, which is why they're bringing in the X-Men. And I don't think that's really the problem, which that's with some of the fans as to why people aren't excited. I think part of the problem is really the casting. And by that, I'll say it's not the casting of the X-Men, but I think it's the casting of the MCU mainstays. So let's take a look at some of the people. What I'll do is I'm going to say the characters' names instead of the actors' names, because it'll be easy for me to say the characters' names. So we're going to have Thor. We'll have all of the Fantastic Four. We'll have what's his name? Falcon. I can't think Anthony Mackie, but what's the character's name? Sam Wilson's the Falcon. You have Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. You'll have Shuri as Black Panther. You'll have Ant-Man. You have U.S. Agent. You'll Namor, Shang-Chi. What's Florence Pugh's character's name? Elena Bolovich. You'll have Danny Reyes, who I cannot remember what his character's name actually is, but he plays Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson's sidekick. You have the guy who's playing the Sentry. You have the Red. I don't know. I'm forgetting some of these characters' names, but the the Russian version of Captain America, M'Baku, Ghost, Loki will be there, and then you have a bunch of X-Men castings as well, Channing Tatum. So this is I think part of the main problem that's happening with Marvel right now when it comes to these casting, why they're getting some flack and people are not as excited. When you consider half of the people that are here, these are people from Phase 4, and Phase 4 has not been the most well-received phase out of all of the MCU. Well, we have Phase 4 and Phase 5, and they both kind of meh. But we're still in Phase 5 now, so people are we can't give it a grade yet, full grade. But we have a lot of these people that the fans don't really have attachments to, and I think that's really causing a problem. People that you've only seen one time before, some of these people we've only seen about once. For example, Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, we've only seen him in one movie. No sequel, no appearances in other projects, just one movie. So there's not really that much of a connection the general fans have to him, though not the general fans, but the MCU fans have to him. Namor, Black Panther 2, which was received fairly well, but it still had a lot of criticism, especially because a lot of people really didn't want Shuri to be the Black Panther. They wanted the story of T'Challa to continue and for it to be a recasting, not for it to go to her. And I will say, when I watched the movie, at first I was kind of okay with it. I was like, but I did want them to recast not Black Panther, but T'Challa. And the more I've thought about it as time has gone on, it's like, dang, they really should have just recasted T'Challa. I'm not really for Shuri being the Black Panther, and I don't think a lot of people are behind her as the Black Panther. So that's also an issue. Going on to, was it the you have two sets of cast from movies that have not been released yet. You have the cast from the Fantastic Four, and then you also have the cast from Thunderbolts. These are two sets of cast that either people are really unfamiliar with. Well, Fantastic Four, people are unfamiliar with the characters in terms of their personalities within the MCU. People like them from the comic books and maybe from the previous movies, but have people grown a connection to them from the MCU? No. So these are brand new characters. So to see that they're going to be in such a big movie, it's not really that exciting. It's like, okay, we don't know what the personalities are, so we have no frame of reference to imagine how they're going to react with these characters that we do know, or with the X-Men, who it's been years that we have since we've seen them, but at least we have some type of images because they've been in multiple movies. And then you have the Thunderbolts. Okay, so we have Red Guardian. There we go, Red Guardian. Remember his name. You have Red Guardian, Elena, who's a Black Widow. All right, people. We've only seen Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie, which was years ago. So we don't. That's not really that much of a connection. Maybe you like him, so okay, great. But we haven't seen him in a second project. And the second project, at least up to now, before the announcement, this announcement for Doomsday would have come out, we would have been a little bit more accustomed to how his personality works, and we'd have been able to have more of a connection to him and like him more and be more excited. Elena, at least we've seen her in Hawkeye, so that's good. We've seen her at least in 2 projects. That's great, and this will be the 3rd project. Okay, fine. John Walker, same problem. If you were tricked into disliking him, and I'll say that on purpose, if you were tricked into disliking him because of the poor writing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then you might not like him. You might be against him. But if you go back and actually really think about how he was written, he really wasn't that bad of a character. He was flawed, which is fine, but he really wasn't that bad of a character. And half the time, he wasn't even wrong when dealing with Bucky and Sam. But main point is we've only seen him in one one project up to now. So not that much to get excited about. Ghost was in the second Ant-Man movie, which most people think was just kind of a throwaway. It was in between Infinity War and Endgame. It was just there to set up him being in the quantum realm. Aside from that, it wasn't really that good of a movie, and no one talks about Ghost. She was a forgettable character. Some people also have a problem with the fact that she was gender bended or gender change swapped. It's just not really that much of a connection to have with her. So, and I think, that's actually pretty much everyone from that movie. But you have 2 movies with at least 4 characters, 8. So that's about 4 characters each movie, 8 characters that people don't really have that much of a connection to. So how much can people really be excited about those castings? And yes, you have the X-Men, and that's great. I'm excited to see the X-Men in the MCU in this version of them, especially James Marsden. I'm hoping that they'll do Cyclops justice, just like they did in the X-Men 97 movie. And we have Gambit coming in. Come on. About to make a name for myself. Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself. Gotta do it properly.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
I think that's pretty much everyone that's needed to be mentioned. I mean, of course, we know the back and forth about Robert Downey Jr. As to whether or not people are happy about him being cast as Doom or not. I originally thought it was a bit lazy, but now after hearing different theories and possible rumors about where they're going to take his character, I'm actually a bit excited about it. Excited to see the story, the idea of him being a variant of, I think it's the interesting theory that I heard was not that he's a variant of Tony Stark, but that Tony Stark was actually a variant of Victor Von Doom. It's an interesting theory. I really liked it. I saw it on Den of Nerds. And that would be kind of interesting, and it has me looking forward to just seeing what the Russo brothers have in store. I do trust their visionary skills and track record because of the past. Some people are saying this is stunt casting in certain ways, or it's a nostalgia bait, which I really don't think it's nostalgia bait by bringing the X-Men in. I think it's that Marvel is trying to close off the past. We all have heard that they're going to do a soft reboot after after Secret Wars. And the whole idea of Secret Wars is to bring all these different universes together. And Marvel finally has the option or the ability to bring the universe of the X-Men with the universe of the MCU and put them together, put them on Battle World, which is what people thinking we're going to end up getting. And then after the small reboot, when they recreate one universe, we'll have everyone within the same universe. Now, I don't think, and I highly doubt they're going to keep was it Charles? I keep saying what's his name? Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen on, as well as the rest of the old X-Men cast as mainstays for and not real estate, but the actual the MCU's version of the X-Men. But I think this is good for we can actually finally bring them in, get to see them interact, give them a good send off, just like they tried to do in X-Men, not X-Men, in Deadpool and Wolverine. And then we'll be done with that, and then it can restart. I would actually be really happy if they brought in Michael Fassbender and I forget the name of the guy who played James McCoy. I forget, wow, his name is I'm losing it. But some of the cast would be pretty from the last X-Men, the rebooted or the younger cast. I think those would actually be pretty good. I'm still waiting to see if they're going to bring Halle Berry in. But let me know down below, why do you think some people are not excited about the casting? And are you excited or just interested in this casting? And do you agree? Do you understand my points? I would love to hear from you. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and let's hope that when this movie comes out, it won't be our doomsday. Pop culture canon. Catch you guys later.